Here's Al Madrigal.
How's it going? Nice to see you. My name's Al. I'm a third generation, half Mexican. Spanish is horrible. But I'm part of an emerging group taking over the United States called Assimilation Mission Accomplished. Fucking, we did it. This is the dream right here. Now I live in LA. I live in a predominantly Latino neighborhood. Favorite spot, by far, has got to be the Mexican Party Supply Store. I know you guys don't have those here yet, because they're fucking coming. We're all coming. Let me describe what they look like. Spray-painted storefront, some flowers that says weddings, flowers, horchata, income tax, mufflers. Notary and bouncy house is squeezed in on the side because they didn't plan properly for the amount of businesses they were going to roll out of that particular storefront. There's piñatas hanging out in front of superheroes you can't identify. Like, I think that's fucking Spider-Man. I'm not sure. I don't know why he's got a cape. Just some Barrio Geppetto in the back, drunk, making the shit, going, yeah, this is fucking Spider-Man. I put a cape. Fuck you, Stanley. My Spider-Man can fly. He runs out of wave. It's not an issue. Oh, see you later, Green Goblin. Take it easy. I went in there. I realized what they're doing. Just to get around all the licensing laws, they're not going through the proper Nickelodeon channels to make this shit. They started renaming all the characters. So you can ask for anything. They've got their own version of it. Walk in. Excuse me, do you guys have Dora the Explorer? Well, we have something very similar. We have Stacy the Spelunker. Right? She explores, mostly caves. She's got a headlamp. She's friends with a bat. Doesn't have a backpack. She keeps her shit, a fanny pack. And we gave her a cape. Sir, do you have Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius? Well, we have something very similar. We have Casey, the C+ student. Doesn't build rocket ships, but he reads the high levels. Single mom. So. I went in there and I got one of their SpongeTom piñatas and I brought that home. Now, I'm not sure if anyone's ever run a piñata before, but let me explain how it works. You gotta get it up in the tree, and ideally, everybody gets a turn, wax it, candy comes out, everyone gets an equal amount of candy. It's not how my piñata SpongeTom experience went down. Problems start with my wife, who's friends with all these LA hippie no-sugar moms. So I've got these 4-, 5-, and 6-year-olds that have never seen sugared cereal or candy before, walking around this piñata with this crazed, rapey hillbilly look in their eye. Like, yeah, we're gonna get some of this shit. Then I invited all the Latino kids from the neighborhood. I thought that'd be a good idea. This was not their first piñata. This was not their first SpongeTom of that day. They had seen some shit, and they were ready to get in there and fuck some white kids up. They were organized. They were all doing the pregame NBA thing at one point. They're ready to do some damage, because that's what a piñata inspires. It's like, hey, kids, let's get your favorite cartoon character and let's lynch his ass. Then we can all take turns beating the fuck out of it till his guts come out. We can all scramble for his sugary entrails. Who's with me? So I put an 8-year-old up, show little guys how to do it. And right away, first batter, knocked SpongeTom's leg off. I had a couple Miller High Lifes in me, lowered it too much. And out of SpongeTom's ball sack shoots a Jolly Rancher. Just one lone Jolly Rancher. Blue raspberry, escape pod from the mothership. Fires out, and that's when time stopped and you could see everything. Now, my wife is friends with some of the shittiest people and the shitty kids that go along with them. One of the kids we hang out with, for example, rubs his nipples when he's scared, and he's got a severe underbite. I gotta hang out with his ass every Halloween, frightened at every house with the slightest bit of decoration, cobwebs and dry eyes. Like, it's okay, buddy, I know the people. Come on, I'll take you upstairs. So I look over, he's on the sideline, greasing one up, ready to get in there. Latino neighborhood kids are boxing out, poised, ready to go. Then I get distracted by one of the hippie moms who was breastfeeding a kid that was way too old to be breastfeeding. You ever see that before? It's fucking disgusting. Ladies, a child should not be old enough to comment on the quality. Do you go to Cheesecake Factory? Because this is fucking delicious. It's like Dulce de Leche meets Riesling coming out of this thing, and I just want to say thank you. Good looking out. So the Jolly Rancher hits the floor. The kids go filing in there. They dismember SpongeTom. Candy goes everywhere. As predicted, Latino neighborhood kids get about 80%. Madrigals, we represent for our numbers, another 15%. Nipple Rubber, his crew, whatever they can get their hands on. Piece of newspaper from the interior, stepped on shit, take a couple whacks from the bat of the kid who's still blindfolded and swinging. That's when my wife comes in, like she always does, tries to make everything fair. Friends are freaking out. This is her first piñata. She doesn't realize there's no equal distribution of wealth in the piñata system. You get what you get, you shut the fuck up about it, you try harder next time. That's how it works. But not for her and her friends, who give their kids everything. She goes, all right, everybody, if you got a lot of candy, if you could share the candy with the kids that didn't get a lot of... That's obviously not how my wife sounds. It's just how she sounds to me a lot of the time. You're gonna go to the store, can you pick up some... Just write it down, I got it, honey. If you wanna know how the story ends, the kids ended up doing the right thing. They looked at their candy, they looked at the kids without any candy, they looked at my wife, and then they said, adios, pendeja! And then they jumped a fence. All right, thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the show.